God, forgot to put the mic on. Sorry about that. Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. How are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. I see my girls in the house, country girl queen. She say, "Hello, happy winning Wednesday." Yes, indeed. I love the way my girl go ahead and call forth those days. Winning Wednesday. Yes, indeed. Reach out and get it. And I also see my girl, Lady Sparkers. Yes, in the house. She says, "Hey, Boosie, I love you over here, Spook Media TV. Did you come in touch with, get in touch with our guy Eagle soaring high?" Yes, indeed. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I think he's working now. So I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and get in touch with him, and we can go ahead and have Bible study. Hold on one second. The phone was not ringing until I sat there and came online.
I'll tell you one thing I did in my past relationship. I'm pretty good with packing them up. I have a professional moving company that makes sure every piece of fabric makes its way to where it's supposed to be.
You know, this guy's really calculated. Somebody told me he's been married 5 times, so I'm not surprised he's got a moving company on speed dial. Porsha need to be prepared for that.
What do you mean, your third wife?
I told you I was married before.
Not 3 times.
No, 6 times.
6 times?
Pamela, I am a very impulsive man. I fall in love very quickly.
Pam, I hate to tell you this, but I've never been married for any more than 2 years.
Hold up. Wait a minute. So what you're saying is that you want to rent me?
Oh, hey, don't worry about it. All of my ex-wives are well taken care of.
Packing them up. I have a professional moving company that makes sure every piece of fabric makes its way to where it's supposed to be.
Okay, guys. I hope you guys saw that right there, because this is what we're going to go ahead and talk about when it comes to Simon Guobadia. Look, he had told Dennis, look, he'll pack him up in a minute with the U-Haul, not knowing that he's going to have the money truck. Okay. So, yes, indeed, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. Yes, in here is only grown folks. We meet. We ain't got time to pacify no one in here. Okay. So let me go ahead and do my disclaimer. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead into my commentary. Yes, indeed. So let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Let me move this right here out the way so I can go ahead and get into all this right here. Yes. Copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay. Also, I left my Cash App, Real Talk 985. If you feel led, to go ahead and Cash App a girl, go ahead and hit that Cash App. Hit the Cash App in my Dr. Umar Johnson voice. Hit the Cash App. Yes, indeed. Or better yet, go ahead and hit the like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Yes, indeed. So, again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. Yes, indeed. I see right here, I got 11 people that came in right now. Go ahead and hit the cash app. Yeah, it's a cash app. But make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Country Girl says, hit the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. Yes, guys, I appreciate it a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about all the stuff that is going on, especially when it comes to Simon Guobadia and Porsha Williams Guobadia. I mean, these people, like I said, they are the gift that's keep giving. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. And like I said, this right here, this is grown folks in here. If you can't stand the heat, then you're just gonna have to exit in here. I go ahead and I stand on my truth, and my truth may not be your truth, but somewhere lies the truth, and that's real talk. Okay, so as you can see right here by the thumbnail, Simon is not playing. Simon sat there and say, "Look, he gonna pack him up in a minute." He already told that to Dennis. But the thing about it, when it came to Simon's, he was fair in the beginning. It's Portia. She wanted to stay in her marriage no more than 400 and not even 400. I think, look, I'm getting like Portia now. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was about 450 days or something like that. I know it was like in the 15-month range, but they are going back and forth. And one thing that I can say when it comes to Simon Guobadia, he given a good read. So I think that Bravo, go ahead, Bravo. You need to take interest in him. Maybe, he might, be a part of the cast, because we already know when it coming to Portia Williams, it's look like she's ruining all her chances, because trust me, you coming across like a gold digger, Portia Williams, because the man, he agreed to go ahead and let you stay in the home. Now you sitting there trying to get this man uh moved out of the country or wherever, trying to get, the immigration, trying to get the people involved. That sounds just like who that sounds like. That sounds like, oh, when things don't go my way, what I'm gonna do? I just need to go ahead and get Massa involved, get Massa involved. We love when things don't go our way. We love to go ahead and get the palm people involved in it, make it make sense. This man gave you a very, very beautiful life, for the time that you guys been together, no longer than 15 minutes. He made your life, from what we saw on the outside, and all the pictures and the videos that you was posting, he gave you a lavish life, a very beautiful life, and for you, Portia, to to come across and do stuff like that, to me, that was foul. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. As you can see right here, by the title, I say Portia Williams' ex-husband Simon Guobadia says, "Heck with the U-Haul." I'm putting the money truck on speed dial. So that's exactly what Simon is doing. Okay, and like I said, nobody is mad but the devil. But all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. You air it out, you are free game. Okay, my girls say, let's talk about it. Yes, indeed. Now, you promised me, you say, when I start doing reviews on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Country Girl, you said that you're going to start joining me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take you at that word. Okay, because she said she's going to start joining me. So let me go ahead and read some of the stuff. I'm going to pull a few stuff up on the shared room. Also, I think Jasmine brand, the article. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up as well. And also, since I've been reading a lot of comments, going to these different sites, in the shed room, and it's like people, they don't know the difference between a green card and a visa. So I'm gonna go ahead and break that down as well. Okay, the difference between a green card and a visa. But I saw this right here, this article on the Jasmine brand. I saw that Portia Williams' ex-husband, Simon Guobadia, he had subpoenaed this nation this time. And guys already called for it. And like I told you all, I say, look, remember, I called it first. So I don't care what these other ones saying out there. My messy ancestors already had revealed this to me, that Simon is not going to play. Simon gave Portia chances after chances after chances, and now that she's trying to get the immigration and trying to get this man imported out of this country or whatever, first of all, the stuff that she's pulling up, that's happened like 30 years ago. That man was most likely in his 20s. So we done some stuff in our 20s. This guy was like a teenager. He was very young and dumb. So if he did something, when he came down here and to, be, I guess try to apply for a green card or whatever he was trying to apply for a visa, he probably sat there and did something that, was illegal. But the thing about it, Portia trying to hem this man up for something that happened 30 years ago. And we got these bloggers out there, these hungry vultures that coming out and say, oh, Simon did something illegal. Oh, Simon did this, Simon fraudulent, and all this other stuff. Now, you think if Simon didn't get his ducks in a row, do you think that Simon could come on anytime he feel like on social media? Now, if I was illegal, down here in the US, trust me, would I come on social media? No. Would I stand in front of buildings? No. Would I go back and forth with my gold digger wife? No. So, like I said, guys, social media is a beast. That's why I sit there and say, half of the stuff that they be putting out is only for clickbait. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to clickbait. I'm going to tell it like it is. I got to stand on my truth, and that's real talk. My girl, country girl, Queena says, I heard Bravo stop filming with her and they're going to leave her alone completely. Because country girl already had talked about all this. I knew. I say when Simon started opening up them books, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. After he went on after NBC, Bravo, True Entertainment. Now he's going after Dish Nation and the Bank of America and who else? Like I said, he's going after them all because he gave Portia a beautiful, beautiful life. And when he signed that prenup was because Portia at the time, she did not have a job. So he was saying, I'm gonna go ahead, and be nice because I love her. I've been through 5 or whatever many marriages. I really like Portia. I really like Portia. So if something ever happened, she could stay in the house for 2 years. But the only reason why he put that prenup in place because she didn't have no employment. She wasn't working. Now she had, like I said on my last video, Portia, she had her hair weave she was doing and, her sheets and all this other stuff. But I don't think that what she was doing with, her products, sales, I don't think that it would have furnished her lifestyle. And maybe it could have, but you know how it is when it comes to women. What's his is hers and what's hers is hers. And that's real talk. Okay. I see my girl, Starbucks lover is in the house. She said the law is that you can't commit a crime before you get a green card or become a citizen. If they find out you did it, it doesn't matter how long ago the crime was committed, you will be deported. That could be true as well. But we're going to go ahead, Starbucks, we're going to talk about all this. But that happened 30 years ago. I'm pretty sure that Simon had gotten his attorneys together, and we're going to talk about it because Portia is using that against him, and he went ahead and he addressed that. And we're going to talk about that because that happened 30 years ago. And the man is, I think the man is in his 60s or whatever, most likely the man was in his late 20s or something like that. But let's go ahead and let's see how Simon went ahead and addressed the matter, because Portia was trying to use that against him. They was going back and forth. And like I said, Portia, to me, if I was her, I would leave it alone. And the reason why I would leave it alone, because you guys was married. So if you was married, whatever is yours is his. when it comes to the court of law. So I understand what you're saying, Starbucks. So let's go ahead and see how Simon, he went ahead and he handled the matter because, like I said, money talk and BS walk. Okay, so I'm pretty sure for Simon to, get all this stuff, a $7 million house in the USA. I'm pretty sure that this man, he wasn't, going in blindly. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that he had his ducks in a row. So, guys, again, let me go ahead and read the copyright disclaimer. Copyright is under Section 107 of Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. So don't get mad with the messenger. Like I said, they air it out. They are free game. Comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. And also, again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And in here is real talk, okay? We ain't got time to pacify no babies at all. So let's go ahead and let's I'm gonna go ahead and read this right here because this right here is coming from the shared room. So like I said, I truly believe that Simon had got all his legal woes or whatever he was going through, especially when it comes to, immigration. I think that he went ahead and he got it straight because nowhere in the world that this man would be coming on, talking about all this right here, and this man was on the run. Make it make sense, okay? So right here, Simon Guobadia, they are going back and forth, and this right here is coming from the shed room. Simon says, "I'm a need people who think there are 265 days in a year to stay out of understanding complex U.S. immigration law above your mediocre mind." So right there, he's sitting there, he talking about Porsha Williams because you remember when Porsha Williams was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she didn't know how many days was in a year. She said it was 265 days and also the underground railroad and stuff like that. So what Simon is says, I'm going to need, he's talking about most likely his ex-wife. He said people to think who think that there are 265 days in a year, stay out of understanding complex US immigration laws. So quite obvious for Simon to put that out. He already had his stuff already handled. Nowhere in the world he would come out and say something like that if he was on the run. Come on, guys, wake up, wake up. So Portia had came back. I don't know if Portia went ahead and she put this out first, but like I said, Portia need to just leave it alone because the reason why you need to leave it alone because first of all, you came out for Mother's Day, sitting there, twerking and acting a plum fool, showing the world that that's all you have to offer. Make it make sense. So right here, Portia has said, "Happy Wednesday. If a person conceal criminal past and provide fake identification for a green card, it is still a valid green card in the U.S." So Portia is sitting there right there. She's throwing him under the bus. Like I said there and say, especially when it comes to people, we got some fairware people. Long as people sitting there, they living off of your goods and they enjoying your life. But the minute when things does not go their way, then they wants to go ahead and they wants to get the palm people. They wants to get massa. They wants to get massa involved. Okay, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to our people need to just go ahead and wake up. But then you have to realize who you're dealing with. You're dealing with Portia. Like I said, if Simon was frauding and doing all this other stuff, what do you call yourself? What did you do? You thought you was going in and covering somebody else's blessings, but like I said, you saw the glory, but you didn't know the story. You didn't know what it took. You don't know who the heck you was messing with. Oh, you just sat there and saw somebody else's lifestyle, saw somebody else, flying in private planes and living large and going to not on nice vacations and eating good food and drinking fine wine and living large. That's all Portia saw. And I talk about it all the time. What's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your dag on mind, okay? Losing your soul. So let me go ahead and read this again. Portia said, "Happy Wednesday. If a person conceal criminal past and provide fake identification for a green card," and Simon already came forth and explained that, all this stuff right here, and I'm gonna say allegedly, it was like 30 years ago, okay? 30 years ago. And I'm pretty sure out of the 30 years, and this man been in the USA for such a long, long time, in and out, then I'm pretty sure that they would have been got him. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that, the difference between a green card and a visa. And the thing about it is that when it comes to us, we think that, oh, just because it's the United States, oh, we got it right. Our mind is set. No, we are brainwashed. Okay. Like I said there and say, there's a lot of stuff that I can talk about stuff like this, and I love to talk about it, but I don't think I'm gonna talk about it on this setting right here. All I can say, it's time for us to wake up because we sitting there, we looking at other people as third world countries, especially when it comes to Africa. Like I say, when it comes to Africa, Africa is the bread winner, the bread basket. Africa is the motherland. Africa, like I said, is the birthing place to everything that exists. Without Africa, nothing will exist. It's the lifeline to everything. The United States, everything. Okay, everybody ate off of Africa, and that's the real talk. But you see, when I talk about stuff like that, people don't want to hear. Okay, but right here it says that Portia Williams started off her Wednesday with a quick question. Okay, and someone says, "Girl, you married that man for money, even exchange snitch." So now she wants to snitch. Now you want to go ahead and you want to sit there and report the man to immigration. This man sat there and gave you a very beautiful life. Not only you, gave your daughter as well. Your daughter as well. Let's not talk about the wedding, okay? So let me go ahead and read a few more comments, okay? Because I love reading the comments. I really love reading the comments. Also, someone said, this how they said, well, how you know? We know it because Portia went ahead and she put it out. Portia showed some beautiful pictures. I mean, a beautiful, lavish lifestyle, and the ring, and the Rolls Royce, and I mean all types of stuff. She showed us the beautiful home that she don't want to go ahead and get out. But right here it says, well, maybe one day in your lifetime you'll get that real gender. I don't know what that means. I flew Delta, so I guess I want to say they flew Delta. So let me see if I can pull up a little more, and then after that I can get out of that. I just let someone else says, you all forever make excuses for Portia since the beginning. You all love bad behavior and pretending that she's a victim when she's a victim of her own action. Do you all remember when she was on the pulpit pad, an evangelist? My God, I made several videos about that. Don't you know Portia was an evangelist? Portia was talking about, like I said, preaching about God and forgiveness and holiness. I mean, I can pull up all the clips. Portia was behind the pulpit. So you mean that, uh, God called you, and now all of a sudden, you done fell from grace, or you have nothing to do with God unless you need him? Like I said, you be wondering why people, some people, don't want to have nothing to do with anything dealing with God, church folks, because of people like this. You can't put the Most High God on the shelf when you feel like it's a convenience for you, and when you feel like you don't need him no more. Then you just gonna go ahead and just tuck him on the shelf, and you're just gonna walk away. It don't work like that, because, like I said, if you say that you have a high anointing on you and God is calling you, then no way in the world inside of you you're gonna be doing the same thing that you are doing. Make it make sense, okay? So yeah, I have some clips. It's already out there. Portia is an evangelist. That's what she says. She has a calling on her life, okay? But like I said, cheek and tongue will say anything, and many will say, Lord, Lord, but we already know about that. You're going to know about the fruit that they bear. So I'm going to read a few more, and after that, that's going to be it. It says, you really believe she did? Everyone's opinion is what is. Nobody knows the truth, and she has been playing the victim. If he would have shut up, we wouldn't have heard a thing until season 16 started. No, it doesn't work like that. He don't have to shut up. Why should he have to shut up? Why do Simon Guobadia have to shut up? This is his house. This is his $7 million house. Most likely, Portia didn't put a dime in it. But now we seen Portia with a family and her friends having a good time. Make it make sense. This man can't even bring his own children in this house. What nerve? What nerve? Okay. Also, someone say, "What the is you talking about? Are you from the planet at all?" Absolutely. You don't sit there and tell this man need to just go ahead and shut up and let her sit there and finish the season out. No, what Portia should have done, Portia should have stayed in her marriage, and she should have sat there and continued filming and faking until she making or whatever that is she was doing with her and Simon until the season ends. She should have faked it. But no, she wanted to be greedy. And like I said, all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. You air it out, you free game. This is only my opinion. Just like I said before, Portia wanted to hurry up and get out of that marriage because she know that most likely, she found out that Simon Guobadia, he was furnishing her lifestyle with his credit. And most likely she might say, look, I'm going to get out of this, because I'm not going to sit there and have this man take my money to pay all those bills. Well, you helping pile up those bills, Portia. You help pile up those bills. So also, someone says, how do you date an immigrant all the way to marriage without knowing that immigration status? That's another thing. They go in it too fast. Portia, she moves too fast. Look how she did Dennis. Only knew Dennis for a whole month. Only knew Simon most likely for a whole month, which, according to what's going on out there, to what Fallon said is allegedly, that Dennis had told Fallon that Portia and Simon been knowing each other, which most likely they did. Because the way that, when Portia had walked into this woman's house, like I said, the same way that you got him is the same way that you're going to lose him. Okay. You never win when you play dirty. Also, it says if people have telephones, do they need their personal communication to be on social media? We literally don't care. It was messy how they got together, so it's messy how they end. Absolutely, they got what they wanted and deserved. Like I said, they both were sitting there frauding, because she thought she was going to sit there and she was going to bank off of this. Body so thick, got the voice high. Let me go ahead and get out this way. I don't need to play no music, okay? So let me go ahead and clear myself out of this right here and get back to all this right here. So we're going to talk about the difference between a green card and a visa, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about that right there. So again, guys, I got 35 people in here. Make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Or if you feel led, go ahead and hit the Cash App 985 Real Talk 985. Okay. So if you feel led to go ahead and do that. So let me go ahead and read the difference. Um, Starbucks says, I just made a call. The immigration laws 30 years ago were not as strict as they are now. Nothing is going to happen to him. No, I don't think nothing is going to happen. And he knows. That's why, he came out and he said to Portia, he told Portia, he said, leave, the immigration laws, leave that business to me. Like I said, with her mind, her mediocre mind. Portia, she don't know the difference between how many years in how many days in the year and the Underground Railroad, and her grandfather is Hosea Williams. The man most likely, God forbid, but turning all over his grave. Okay, come on now. My girl said, "Come on now, hit the like button." Absolutely, absolutely. So let's go ahead and read this right here, because I told you guys. I came on, and I say my messy ancestors came in the wee wee hours and told me that all Portia doing now is allowing Simon Guobadia to open up a whole can of worms. All she had to do is sit there and pack fair, leave out this man house. You know good and well, you've been in that marriage no longer than 15 months. You do not earn the rights to this man house. Now I see, if she was in the marriage for 5 years, but only 15 months, 15 months, and you think that you deserve to sit there and squat in this man house. That's exactly what she's doing. Portia is being a squatter. And like I said, and then for Mother's Day, she came out and twerking and I mean, it's just so sad. It's so sad when people don't have nothing to offer but they daggone body. Make it make sense. Nothing, like I said, in the upper room, okay? And that's real talk. In here is real talk. Grown folks. We ain't got time to tickle nobody ears. Country girl says, "Don't let Portia fool you. She's no dummy." She's not. She no. She's not. She's not. May not be a dummy, but she sure don't think right. Portia don't think right because what I would have done, country girl, I would have sat there and I would have just went ahead and I would have left. I would have left. I would have left. Okay, I would have. This is what I would have said. I would have said, Simon, so many, stuff, is coming out about you, and I would have said, you know, how would I would have put it? You living off of your credit, and I wouldn't even say that. I would just sit there and just with my attorney and just say, I just want to go ahead and dissolve this divorce. I want to go ahead and get out of it. And if he would have asked me, I say, well, look, you go ahead and I'm gonna give you back everything that you given me, and I'm gonna just walk out of this house and I'm going back home. That's what I would have done. I would have been a bigger person and did that. But what made her look kind of crazy is because you don't want the man. You went ahead and you filed for divorce, and then you want to stay and squat in this man's house. That's what makes me, it's very questionable. And for Portia to sit there and this man, when it was like Valentine's Day, this man gave her a very beautiful Valentine's Day, and the next following week we hearing that Portia filing for divorce, and then after that she signed a deal with NBC and Bravo and True Entertainment. So quite obvious, it's like she was trying to get out, hurry up and get out. So, she could make sure that she didn't have to sit there and give this man any of her money. But it doesn't work like that, not if we're married, okay? So let me go ahead and read this right here. This is coming from the Jasmine brand. And right here it says that Portia Williams' ex Simon Guobadia subpoenaed Dish Nation and the Bank of America over Real Housewives of Atlanta to start finances. So, like I said, if it was the other way around, we would be saying the same thing. We'll say, Portia, she deserved half of the money because she was married. So if these two was married and Portia had said that, she don't have an income and Simon was taking care of her, then now that Portia have an income, so whatever Portia brought into this marriage, then he deserved to get half of that money. And that's real talk. I know it may not sound good to you guys, but the reason why, because, like I say, you can't look at it from a fan. You have to look at it from a court of law. Okay. Also, it says, as recently reported, the former couple has been duking it out in court over their prenuptial agreement and marital home, which Portia Williams fighting for the right to film Real Housewives of Atlanta scene in the Georgia residential house, so during the divorce. So what Portia wants to do, Portia wants to film in that house, but is it worth it? Because now this man is pulling out all of your records, your finances. So if I was Portia, I'm pretty sure that because Bravo pays real good. Bravo sat there and got rid of one of the key players, Candy Boris, and Sheree Whitfield and Molo Hampton and all the rest of them, just to make sure that they bring the bag to Portia. So I'm pretty sure Portia could have sat there and went and rented her a mansion. She could have rented her a mansion. So she could have came out, it wasn't working with Simon, and rent her a mansion. But this is a lot. And all I say, Simon, he's a Gemini. And one thing about a Gemini, honey, they ain't gonna let go. They gonna squeeze you until they can't squeeze you no more. And then this African man at that, shoot, this man is not gonna play. You think that these African men are crazy? Shoot, you know what you're getting into. So also it says they have also, hold on, guys, my throat is dry. So right here it says, where am I? Let me see where I'm at. So right here it says that according to a report from Radar Online, the Nigerian businessman has subpoenaed the production company behind Dish Nation, Bank of America, and City National Bank to sit down for a videotape deposition surrounding Portia Williams coins. So he's not playing, he's going after Dish Nation, Bank of America, City National Bank, Bravo, uh, True Entertainment. He's going after them all. NBC. So he's gonna get paid. Like I say, this is gonna be like hitting the lottery right here. And I talk about it. I talk about it all the time. You never win when you play dirty. You never win when you play dirty because what goes around come around. And when it come back to you, you might not be able to handle it. So what Simon said there, he's a good businessman. He knows how to invest, and he invested in you, girl. He played you. He played a country girl. So right there, if this man is getting all these books open, quite obvious, all the ones that he's going after is because Portia sat there and she was doing business with all these banks and these companies. So he's going after this, like I said, this man, he's a businessman. So he's gonna get this money. Also, it says, as you recall, Williams was a commentator on the entertainment news program for 8 years. She parted ways with the series in August 2021, a year before she married Simon Guobadia. Reportedly, Guobadia is arguing that the prenup shouldn't have to be upheld because his ex-financial status changed when she signed a multi-million-dollar deal with NBC Universal Entertainment. Did you hear that? Her contract with the massive media company was inked before she filed for divorce. So that deal was already in place, okay? That deal was in place before. So you can't sit there and say, "Oh, I want a divorce." But no, you was already married. So right here it says according to the report. So documents obtained by the outlet note that Guobadia wants all contracts, amendments, memos of understanding, and agreements regarding and involving Portia Diane Williams worked on the show of Dish Nation from 2021 to the present. He also reportedly asking for copies of all pay stubs, statements of earning, W-2 statements, 1099 forms, going after, them 1099s, going after her nonprofit business, her business. Okay. So he wants that too. So anytime when you do a 1099, that means that's nonprofit. Okay. So he wants some of that as well. Okay. So she got something out of that. He wants that as well. And other documents related to taxable income, tax-free income. You see what I'm saying? Non-profit. So whatever she said there, if she didn't put it in the prenup, and she's saying that she wasn't getting no income only from what's in the contract, he deserves all that. Okay. And somebody said now, it says right here, and other compositions. Shoot, I hate when I push on this. Hold on, guys. I'm telling you guys, this is good. You air it out, you are free game. You are free game. So right here it says, and other compensations of any kind paid to or earned by Williams. Now I don't know how to pronounce this. Oriakullc. So he wants that too, and her agent regarding her work with Dish Nation. So he's subpoenaing them all. Okay. He is subpoenaing them all. Also, it says concerning her bank BOA and City National Bank, Guobadia is demanding the Atlanta native monthly account transitions for all of her transitions and recording from January 2022 through the present date. Girls, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. What she should have done, she should have went ahead and she should have sat there and got out this man's house. Girl, what you think about that country girl? Because country girls say, don't let Portia fool you. She's no dummy. But if this man is opening up this can of worms, nowhere in the world she's gonna jiggle her way out of this, right, Gigi? Jinja, I think that's what his name. This what he says. Jinja says that she may not be a dummy, but she dumb a litter. Something is going on. Something is not right in the upper room. Okay, something is not connected. Them dots is not connected. In my Phaedra Park's voice, shoot, something ain't right in the buttermilk, man. I don't know. Portia, I think Diane must have said there, and all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. Diane must have dropped her. Something must have happened. Something must have happened to Portia. And like I say, I like Portia. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I like Portia, but I got to call Portia out. Like I said, she's not exempt. She's not exempt at all. Country girl says, can we a couple more likes? Yes, yes, guys. Come on, guys. Hit the like button or the dislike button. Like I said, ain't no changing in here. I've been talking like this from day one. Okay. Like I said, I don't go after the 99. When the 99 go that way, I go after the one, and that's real talk. Okay. So I don't have a dog in this fight. Starbucks says, hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. Regina Snow is in the house. She say, hey, Lady D and chat. How are you doing, Regina? Yes, indeed, guys. But like I said, this is a lot, man. I don't know, man. Portia, you are in trouble. Like I said, and I preach to you guys all the time. I can't tell you nothing that I never went through myself. You never went plain dirty. You going to reap what you sow. And when you sat there and you thinking that you digging ditches for people, you got to realize the same ditch that you trying to dig for someone else, somebody else is digging for you. So you never win when you play dirty. And if you trying to misuse people and you sitting there and saying, I'm God's anointed, I'm God's chosen people, then God gonna put you to the test. Because one thing that I know when it comes to the Most High God, He is not the author of confusion, but of love, peace, and of a sound mind. So what Portia have sat there and thought that she was taking, it looked like now she's gonna have to pay it back 7 different ways. And that's how it works. You never win when you play dirty, guys. Especially God's anointed people. When you sit there and say you was God's people, God gonna put you to the test. And right here, God is putting Portia to the test. Because this African man, he having Portia to sit there and open up them books. He ain't leaving nothing unturned. He wants it all, from the tootie to the you know what else. You see what I'm saying? He wants it all. He wants it all. He wants it all. He wants it all. So let's go ahead and let's read this one right here. Yes. So Portia now, she probably say, yeah, I don't know who is attorneys. I don't know who is representing Portia. Portia. Marsha. Whoever is representing you, and this right here is for entertainment purpose only, guys. Entertainment purpose only. Girl, you better run for your life because these people just sitting there want your money. I don't know who told you to sit there and pull this type of stunt. I think that if Portia would have sat there and did it right, told Simon that I want out of this marriage. Portia left. Portia left the man. The man didn't even know what was going on. I think the man was in Dubai. Portia just sat there and left. He even said, I guess the children with the nannies, all this right here is alleged, and all this for entertainment purpose only. Left the children with the nannies, her and that child hotel, and got out. You left the house. And then you decide, just because you had signed contracts to get back on that show, that you can just go and slither your way back in and throw this man out of his own house. Like I said, it doesn't work like that. That is not fair. You didn't earn the rights to be in that house. And I don't care what these bottom feeders, these knuckleheads, these YouTubers, and all these I don't care what you guys says. The law is the law. Portia was not in that marriage no longer than 15 months. And do she think that she deserved to sit there and be in this man's house knowing she left and still sit there and keep all the money that she makes with a prenup that was intact? It don't work like that. It don't work like that, okay? This is what Regina says. Regina said Portia should just move out. Absolutely. She has her own house, but she wants to film in his $7 million home. When you're greedy, you never win. That's real talk. It don't take a child to figure this out. Like I said there and say, what goes around come around. And when it hit you, you may not be able to handle it. And you cannot sit there and say, oh, I'm trying to get the palm people to sit there and import him out. Like I said, you guys, when it comes to the United States, you guys thinking that, oh, if I'm not in the United States, then my whole world is going to come crumbling down. That just show you how small minded we are. Shake off of these grave clothes and come out of her. Shake off those grave clothes and come out of her. Because I promise you one thing about when it comes to Africa, and I talk about it all the time. See, y'all don't want to hear about this. These people was not suppressed, oppressed. These people most likely was made out of love. You guys looking at their conditions, but you have to realize the reason why a lot of stuff happened is because of colonization. But Africa is very rich. Don't let all this stuff fool you that, the way media is showing that these people living in mud houses and swinging from trees. Devil, you are a lie. They're going to tell you all that because they want to keep you out of it. But they can't stay out. I promise you, they sitting there digging holes and trying to figure out what they can sit there and pull up. They pulled everything up. Don't get me to start. Everything that was not nailed down, and they still sitting there trying to rake Africa. Don't want to come out. Like I say, you guys need to come from away from these reality shows and off of these soapbox and start watching what's really going on out there, real news. And you're going to be surprised. So don't think, oh, because I'm with Africa, I'm with someone dumb. No, these people are very smart, very intelligent, because they are the foundation to everything that exists. You are the ones that brainwash. And that's real talk. So let me go ahead and read this right here. I got 8 more minutes, and after that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Okay. What I'm going to talk about right now, because that's what they are talking about. They talking about the green card. He ain't got a green card. Oh, he don't have a visa. Oh, he did the. I mean, oh my God. So let's talk about the difference between a green card and a visa. A green card and a visa are both of documents that allow migrants to live and work in the United States, but there are some keys different between the two. A green card, also known as a permanent resident card, grants an individual permanent residency status the United States. So with a green card, you can stay in the United States. It gives you permanent resident. It allowed them to live and work in the country indefinitely. On the other hand, a visa is a temporary document that grants an individual permission to enter the United States for a specific purpose and duration, such as tourist work or study. So with a visa, most likely that's what Simon had gotten. And I'm gonna say a legend, I don't know, but most likely he got a visa because he do most of his business, overseas in Dubai and stuff like that. But they only can come into the United States just for a short period of time. And once that visa it expired, then I guess they're going to have to leave, but they still could do business. They still can get a house. They could do anything. It's just that they have to renew their visa back. So right here it says that the green card is valid for 10 years and can be renewed indefinitely as long as the individual meets certain residency uh, requirement. In contrast, a visa has a specific expiration date and may need to be renewed or extended if the individual wish to stay longer in the United States. So if you're a good citizen, not a good citizen, but if you're doing what you're supposed to do, coming in and do business, and you can get your visa renewed. So I don't think that I ever heard anything that Simon is doing. Now, like I said, the stuff that had happened to him, it had happened 30 years ago. And I think that Star went ahead and she posted, that 30 years. I think Star has said that, back then the immigration law was different from what it is to now. So I'm pretty sure that Simon had got all that straight. So right here it says eligibility. A green card are typically obtained through family sponsorship, employment, refugees, or asylum status, or through certain humanitarian programs. Visas, on the other hand, have different categories and eligibility criteria depending on the purpose of the visa, such as employment-based visa, tourist visa, student visa, etc. The benefits. Green cards holders have more rights and benefits compared to visa holders. They can live and work in the United States without restriction, travel freely in and out of the country, assess certain government benefits, and eventually apply for U.S. citizen. Visa holders have limited rights and benefits depending on the type of visa they hold. It is important to note that the specific rules and regulations surrounding green cards and visas can vary, so it's always best to, well, blah, blah, blah. So that's the difference, okay, between the green card and a visa. So I don't know if Simon got a visa, but if Simon got a visa, he don't have to worry about paying all those different taxes, okay? And that's real talk, because we know they tax you for this, they tax you for that, and blah 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 blah, and he don't have to worry about none of that right there, okay? So Regina said he has a green. Okay, okay, Regina. Okay, Regina said he has a green card. So, like I say, ain't nobody mad but the devil. Ain't nobody mad but the devil if he got a green card. So what are you talking about, Porsha? Porsha just doing that because, like I say, Porsha wants to stay and squat in this man's house so she can sit there and twerk and do all this other stuff and sit there and serenade and entertain and flaunt her people. Girl, you better get out that house and face Kenya Moore, because most likely she gonna be facing Kenya Moore, because Kenya Moore is gonna go ahead and rub that all in her face. And like I said, I like Porsha. Porsha, I like you. I really do like Porsha. But like I said, Porsha be doing some Marsha stuff. Porsha be doing some stuff, man. Porsha just don't think, you know? But Kenya Moore is sitting on ready. And then the thing about it, I saw on Instagram, I saw Porsha and Kenya Moore, they were sharing the Rolls Royce. Well, Kenya Moore Rolls Royce is paid for. According to Apollo Nida, Phaedra Park's ex-husband had helped her. And I'm gonna say allegedly, but they say something like that at the reunion, because they were saying that, well, Kenya Moore, her credit wasn't that good as well, where Apollo had helped her to get that Rolls Royce. Now I could pull up that clip, so don't sit there and argue with me, okay? Because I did watch the clip, okay? Now that come from Apollo, and which Kenya Moore said wasn't true. But why would you want to do any dealings with Apollo? Okay, make it make sense. But like Simon Guobadia was telling, he had wrote, girl, Porsha, you better go and turn that Rolls Royce in, because Simon said he ain't making no more payments on that, okay? He ain't making no more payments on that. So, you might as well go ahead and turn that in. But the thing about it, I don't understand, what these people do with their money. Like I say, these people sitting there wants to live like the Joneses on the outside and inside, living like the Walters. Living like the Walters. They ain't about that life. I'm telling you, these people ain't about that life, guys. They faking it until they making it. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. These people sit there, they live above their means. And God don't honor that. God don't honor stuff like that, because what you are doing is you are casting your pearls to swines, your gift being evil spoken of. Ain't got nothing to show for it. Wants to sit there and marry these men for these money. And when things don't go your way, what they want to do? They want to holler foul, but they ain't got nothing to show for it. Ain't bringing nothing to the table but twerking and putting your butt. That gonna last. That ain't gonna last forever. Like I say, beauty fades. Beauty is just like a mop or a broom. You go into the store and you purchase a broom, a brand new mop. It's gonna sweep. It's gonna mop for a while, but sooner or later, it's gonna be thrown in the closet with the rest of the old mops and the rest of the old broom. So, like I said, you can't keep banking off, oh, I'm beautiful, oh, I'm fine. Shoot, flower fast. Shoot, I could show you a lot of pictures about me. Back then, I thought I was looking like Janet Jackson. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Shoot, I had it going on, and all that was me. Nothing fake, honey. So, like I said, you got to also have something to bring to the table, because if you don't have nothing to bring to the table, then you're gonna be right back to square one. And that's real talk, right, Regina? Regina say exactly. I totally agree. Absolutely. So, guys, I got 2 more minutes. Thank you for coming, and being a part of my live real talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. I don't know these people from a can of paint. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I'm gonna call it like it is. Ain't no changing over here, honey. Long as I've been on this platform right here, honey, when they go one way, I go the other way. I go against the grain. And I know when you go against the grain, it's like you in here all by yourself. But God say you ain't gonna be in there by yourself. Long as I got a country girl queener, I got a Regina Snow, I got a Starbucks lover, and Bertha, and I mean I got some good people. Nicole, good people. Misbehaving, check out Misbehaving channel, guys. I got good people. I ain't in here by myself, okay? God ain't gonna never leave me in here by myself. Because like I said there and say, I'm gonna say what God said. I'm gonna say it. I can't sugarcoat. If you're looking for somebody to tickle your ears, then you gonna have to find somebody that's going to tickle your ears. I'm gonna call it like it is, just like with my children. I love my children to death, but if my children said they didn't do wrong, I'm gonna call them out. When I did wrong, ain't nobody gave me a pass. When I was going through all the hell that I was going through, shoot, you don't want to hear my testimony. Shoot, I could have lost my mind. I could have been in prison. I mean, I've been through hell and back dealing with my business. Ain't nobody sat there and said, oh, I'm going to give you a cut. I'm going to sit there and allow you to go ahead and get out of this. No, I had to go through the process. So if I had to go through the process, I had to go through the process, then they're going to have to go through the process too, okay? And that's real talk. That's real talk. I was thrown in the lion's den, but like I said there and say, they gonna be thrown in the lion's dens too. You got to figure out how to come out, and that's real talk. Okay. So, guys, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Close me out, country girl. Regina say, I really enjoyed this live. I will definitely be back. Thank you very much, Regina. Regina Snow. Yes, indeed. Like I said, girl, I can't compromise. I got to sleep at night. I got to sleep at night. You know how people sitting there, they got to, say all this clickbait stuff and say what you guys want to hear. No, I'm gonna tell you what's right. If it's an apple, it's an apple. If it's orange, it's orange. I'm gonna call it like it is, and that's real talk. So on that note, my girl, country girl says, another great live, Lady D. Everyone enjoy the rest of your even night. Be safe. God bless you all. Etna Crowder says, miss you, Lady D and chat. Been working the replay, starting a new job. Praise the Lord. Yes, indeed, girl. God is good. She says she is working a new job. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Also, Country Girl says, thanks everyone for liking the video. So, guys, on that note, you all be blessed and you have a good night. So, see you guys later.